Hello again. Well, this time we're painting a Doctor Doom mask. This is originally sculpted by Laban Boldero, and it's actually a friend of mine, Michael Keeves. A lot of you guys know him as the Kraken. We were hanging around at Dragon Con, and I finally got him to let me take this home with me so I could paint it for him, because he just had it a flat silver. Now, what I've done so far is we've primed the mask, and we've also put a gloss black over it. The gloss black is always the first paint level you want to go with, because this is what's going to make everything pop. As you can see in the camera, it looks really shiny now. That gloss black is going to shine underneath all of our silver metallics that we're going to spray over top of it, and it's going to make it really shine. So right now, I've cleaned out my airbrush, and we're going to go ahead and get started on the side here. I've already started painting it a little bit, and don't know if you can tell, but it's already starting to look like metal there. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit it with a little Model Master steel. I've thinned this down with a little bit of lacquer thinner, and we're actually going to spray it at about 25 psi, a little bit lower than normal. It's really thin right now, but what we want to do is build up small coats of it. We're going to do dark metal, and then we're going to build up colors on top of it, so that in certain parts it shines really deep, but other parts it looks old and damaged. Now, Kraken said he didn't want any rust on this, but he's going to get a little bit. So we'll get started here. Hopefully this spray is even. Alright. Adjust our air level here. Do a little, yeah, okay. Looks like it's going to spray pretty even for us. So let's go ahead and start building up layers here. Now, of course, it doesn't want to do that first. There we go. See, it doesn't even take a lot, really. As we build it up here, just light coats, because this is just our first layer. And I'll do it get up here at the top. As you can see here, it's already starting to shape. Let me turn it around here. And we'll clean this out before we add it. Trust me, you never get used to that. Next thing we're adding on is a silver chrome by Model Master. We're going to get in a little bit closer around edges with this, and it's going to make it really pop. And sometimes if you can't get the bottle off, because those lacquers do seize up the bottle a little bit. There we go. Always keep a pair of pliers around. Love that color. We're going to practice a little bit down here because it was spitting at us. And it looks like it's deciding it wants to spray even. There we go. Get in a little bit closer here. Of course my brush is giving me a problem right now. Let's go ahead thin this out just a little bit. When you go with these lower PSIs to mist stuff, you really have to thin down your paint if you're painting with enamels, because it'll just thicken it up too much and it just backs up inside the brush. Just take a little Q-tip there and let's go. There we go. Now it's spraying a lot more even. And as you see here, we're really just going around things with this color that are the edges, because this is going to look real hammered. Anything that is going to get a lot of wear on it along an edge, you're going to want to put more of this on here. Because it's been more handled, the regular finish is going to have rubbed off. So we'll go over here. And that just looked gorgeous. I think he's going to be real happy with that. Now, the last thing we're going to do for metal here is we're going to go ahead and add this stuff. This is probably one of my favorite metallizers. It's called alkali lacquer, and it comes in chrome. They make a bunch of different ones. But this stuff is not cheap. I mean, a lot of people ask why my paint jobs cost so much. This right here, this bottle, is $12. So, I mean, it's not cheap to paint like this. Now, mind you, we're not going to use that much of it, because again, it's very thin, and we're going to shoot it at a real low PSI. It's more for the accents. If I wanted to make this whole mask look chrome, like if I ever do a Dr. Doom, I'm going to do June 2099, I'll use specifically this, and it's going to make this whole thing look like pair of chrome wheels. It'll look real sharp. But I know Kraken's going for the older Dr. Doom, so I'm going to talk him into sending me the rest of his armor piece by piece, and I'll have it done by PAX next year. I'll have it done quicker than that. It's just him separating with that stuff is never easy. And I got my handy paper towels down here. That way we can clean out the brush. Nice and clean. You always want to make sure this stuff is clean though from paint to paint. Otherwise it blocks up and then you're really sunk. A broken mini airbrush is not keeping them clean. Now with this stuff we're lowering it all the way down to 10 PSI. It's going to be really, really thin. And like I said, this stuff is not cheap. So I'm pretty much using the last bit of this. And that's it. Now, excellent. So that's coming out here. Let's go ahead and just mist this over certain areas. Really where I want to get this is like the very edge of things, like his nose or the rivets. Doing it along the edge of his eyes and his cheekbones here. Right there on the cheek. That way it really pops. We're going to get underneath the nose here. Who's going to see it? I will. And best way to do this We're going to tilt this back here because we still have to paint the bottom. And if I knew better, the air compressor's about to kick on. Do some more over here along the back. Waste not, want not. We're not going to need much more of that. I'll hit it in a couple other areas, but as you can see here, I mean, it's just looking good already. What I'm going to do next is I am going to hit it with a little bit of oxidation. We're not talking full-blown rust, so don't worry. I just want to hit like the rivets and some dark lines. And to do that, we're going to use, not that, we're going to use this Createx. It's transparent brown, dark brown actually, and we're just going to hit it in a couple places and then mist it over top of it. That way it just gets a little bit of color. Because right now we're all silver, and, well, all metallic, and we want to give a little bit of character and definition. So, I'm still spraying at about 10 psi, and the reason I'm doing that is I really don't want to put too much of this behind, too much air behind it. I just want to mist it over it. I'm not looking to paint a big area. This is just to accent it. And in fact, it's not till you get right on top of it that you can even really see it. I wonder if you guys can see that, but it just looks gorgeous to me. I love painting metal. It's probably my favorite thing to paint. Doesn't need that much. But that's, well, let's hit it in a couple more places. We're going to increase the PSI just a little bit. We'll take it up to 20. Normally you'd shoot at about 35. We're going to put a little, just a few little hints. There you go. Just right along the edges there. As you can see, that way, like the edges have just been a little worn over time, and that's where they're starting to oxidize that. A little bit on the rivets up here. But I think if I do too much, he's going to get really upset at me, so we're not going to go too crazy with it. Because he likes to be shiny and clean, which Dr. Doom shouldn't be. I mean, he's covered in metal and oil. these little goodnesses over here. I really do like this mask. If you guys want to get a copy of this, you can get one from Laban Boldero. He's on Facebook. Just look him up. Or Fourth Wall Designs. That's his design studio out of the UK. Really great artist. Very talented. I mean, the guy can sculpt just about anything. So if there's a Marvel character or DC character you're looking to get at, and nobody's made a mask yet, look him up, because this is one of the first ones he ever did, and I think it's gorgeous. The guy's just a sculpting machine as of now. But let's finish this up here. And we'll clean out the brush, and that's good to go. The next step is we're actually going to let this dry a little bit, and then we're going to put the top coat on. And the top coat we're going to use for it is a Krylon Triple Glaze Clear. This is going to help seal in the color and allow the mask to be handled. Because as it is right now, all those metallics that we had misted over it, if you start handling it or start dry brushing it, it will come off. And it's not as like wearing paint off. It'll just come off on your hand. Those metallic colors, it's all paint flakes really and lacquer. So we're going to go ahead and let this dry, and then the next step we're going to put on it is going to be the top coat. But this is what it'll end up looking like once it's done. I'll do some zoom in so you guys can see the color and the changes. See down on the chin there that we've got some of the different rust coloration and oxidation on it. On the cheekbones it's nice and high shining, while on the majority of the mask it has a darker metal. But Mike, there's your Dr. Doom mask. That took all of like 10 minutes to paint. So go ahead and send me the rest of your armor, and I'll top coat it and I'll have it sent out to you. Alright, man, I hope you like it.